Et vous?
Moi, ça fait à peu près 23 ans.
So I just have a question. What's the difference, just briefly, between the two types of yoga?
Well, Hatha Yoga, actually, all of what we're doing is Hatha Yoga, but nowadays people use it more to describe something that's going to be more gentle. But Hatha Yoga, it means forceful yoga. Which the direct translation is forceful, but it's a physical practice. So basically all these physical yogas we're doing, the asana practices, are all based in Hatha Yoga, but then there's the different lineages. And the lineage we're doing is from Krishnamacharya, who's up there in the corner, through Katabi Joyce.
Which is Ashtanga.
Yeah.
So, pour traduire juste rapidement, ce qu'on appelle Hatha Yoga en général, c'est le yoga physique. C'est un peu un terme générique qui va décrire une pratique qui est physique, un peu comme les arts martiaux. D'accord ? Les arts martiaux, c'est un terme général. Dans les arts martiaux, il va y avoir du karaté, du jiu-jitsu, du judo, du taekwondo, etc. Tout ça, ça fait partie des arts martiaux. Bon, pareil en yoga, tout ce qu'on appelle Hatha Yoga, ça va être des pratiques qu'on va faire avec le corps, des pratiques physiques. Donc il y a de l'Ashtanga, il y a de la Iyengar, il y a du Shivananda, il y a du Bikram, il y en a plein, il y a Hot Yoga, enfin il y en a un nouveau toutes les semaines.
I changed the way I'm doing my practice, and this is a big question you're asking, very big question, but you can learn something, first of all, because when you're learning to walk as babies, right, when we're learning to walk, you fall down, the knee hurts, they cry, they get up, and they try again. So in the Ashtanga yoga practice, it's more of a mental practice. It looks physical, but it's mental. So it's not forcing yourself through things like, this hurts, this hurts, This is just, in my opinion, ridiculous. But it's also not, you have to find something in the middle where it starts with Ashtanga. First it's like, how she said to put my shoulder like this, takes a lot of mental work, right? How you make the body do what the mind wants it to do. Or, the chaturanga, same thing. How do I get myself out of bed and go to work, Ashtanga work, and do this effort to be able to do the chaturanga with strength, not like this, but from the core of the body. So at the very beginning, there's a lot of pulling in all these techniques together. And there's a lot, because it's a very complicated practice, there's a lot with the breath, with the drishti, to somewhat stay calm within all that and not be totally out of control while you're practicing. This is one of the easy things to happen in Ashtanga, because people look at the practice, they think, it's dynamic, and then they go over dynamic in it. They just think it's all about pushing themselves. But personally, I find it much harder to put brakes on myself than to push myself. Now, it depends on the personality, but I'm more the type that's going to say, yes, I can do it all, and I take everything, and then I'm like, crash because I'm exhausted and I wore myself out. So for me, the practice is trying to find that balance between not overdoing things, but not being lazy either. And then eventually, once you've found all those techniques, they become natural, they just happen. And then it becomes like a moving meditation. It's just concentration. When I start my practice in the morning, that's what I say, okay, concentrate. Because the mind's all over the place. Practice, for sure. This you're going to be able to go more inside. But with the guided practice, you put your focus on, am I hearing what she's saying? Right? Because when we have conversations with people, right, we don't hear what the other person says. We're in our head, and we think we heard what the person says, and we use our interpretation, but when I take a guided practice, this is my practice. Listen to the words and really see if I can understand the words. Sorry about that.
C'est une pratique qui va nous permettre de rentrer plus à l'intérieur, d'internaliser notre conscience. Alors que les cours guidés, c'est des cours où il va falloir plus se concentrer sur les instructions du professeur. Okay? Donc on peut commencer avec les cours guidés si on se sent pas confortable avec la pratique de Mysore, mais la pratique pour vraiment progresser dans ce yoga, c'est vraiment la pratique traditionnelle où chacun fait sa pratique à son propre rythme en suivant sa propre respiration. Dans les cours Mysore, il n'y a pas d'instruction, il y a très peu de parole. Les instructions qu'on va donner vont être individuelles pour chaque personne. Okay? Donc je vois quelqu'un qui fait quelque chose, je vais lui dire ok, essaye de faire ceci ou comme ça, d'aider ou verbalement ou physiquement la personne dans la position. Okay? Donc c'est des cours où on va se focaliser, on va se concentrer sur ce qui se passe à l'intérieur. Okay? C'est pour ça qu'elle disait en fait, ça devient une méditation au mouvement. Okay? Comment sont mes mains, comment est ma respiration, comment sont mes bandas, Okay? On n'est pas distrait par ce qui se passe à l'extérieur. Okay? On rentre plus en profondeur. C'est assez complexe.
I hated sports, and I'm not a runner. I've never been good at anything physical, like this kind of aerobics or anything like this. But somehow the yoga was something different when I started it. First of all, I didn't feel like I had to keep up with anybody else. I just had to keep up with myself, which made me feel much more comfortable. There weren't mirrors in the room, so I didn't have to look and see I looked really strange doing this or that or whatever. And that's why maybe I like it, because it's a mental practice. You're challenging yourself mentally, and then you see how you react to things when you're doing your practice, and this is actually how you react out in the world. So if you're reacting, oh, I don't want to practice, I don't want to get up, oh, this is boring, maybe this is how you are in the world. When you have a job, you're not really putting your full effort into it, you're complaining a lot. When you're in a relationship or with friends, maybe you're complaining a lot and you're never really committing to things. Or maybe you're, I'm doing two ends of the spectrum. Maybe you're a bull, like, I force myself through everything, I'm strong, I put that leg around the neck, and then everything's hurting, right? Because you're overdoing everything. And what do you do in life? You go to the extreme. You're in the extreme end of everything. And what we're trying to look for in yoga is balance, right? Trying to find something somewhere in the middle and learn how we deal with the world around us. In fact, it has nothing really to do with what we're doing on our yoga mats. This is the practice time to be able to live a better life outside